All right, 2 rose ceremonies tonight. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here, and we are reviewing, recapping, and reacting to episode 6 of The Bachelor. So we come back from last episode to find out what happened to open-mouth Olivia. Ben pulled her aside and he grills Olivia in the nicest way that he could possibly do to find out her side of the story. And of course she lies. She makes herself out to be the victim here and that she's so innocent and everyone is just intimidated by her. Olivia returns to Ben and we go to the rose ceremony. Of course we get a confessional of Olivia and she says things like, "Suck it and come at me, bro. Stay classy, Olivia." To the rose ceremony. So remember this, Amanda, Lauren H, and Olivia all have roses and Jubilee left earlier in the week. So that means that Ben gives roses to the following: Kayla, Lauren B, JoJo, Becca, Leah, and the last one goes to Emily. We say goodbye to small business owner Jennifer. And while the girls are sad, Olivia smirks in the background. After the ceremony's over, Ben tells the girls that they are going to go to the Bahamas, which means that the next shot is obviously going to be all the ladies sitting on a boat screaming, "Hello, Bahamas!" You know, because that's how ABC tells us that we're transitioning locations. And of course, this is followed by the Girls Gone Wild scream at the end. Woohoo! Now in the Bahamas, I Left My Boyfriend Kayla says that this is the perfect romantic destination. Yeah, that's why they picked it. And now the first date card arrives. Host Chris Harrison tells the ladies there's going to be 3 dates here. 1 is a one-on-one, 1 is a group date, and 1 is a 2-on-1 date. Becca the Virgin reads the date card which says, "Kayla, let our love be real." Ben. Now wait a minute, she already had a one-on-one date. I remember this because Kevin Hart and Ice Cube was there. I guess technically it's not a one-on-one date if you have 2 celebrities with you. But has everybody already gotten a one-on-one date? No. That's right, Leah hasn't gotten one, and I know because I haven't given her a nickname yet. The only thing that I really remember Leah in this show is that she hiked a football to Ben in the very first night. Also the fact that it was teased in a teaser trailer in the beginning of the season that she got punched in the face. She got a black eye. Have we been shown that yet? No. And if you haven't seen that trailer yet, check out my description box below. I put a link in there for you. Let's go to the one-on-one date. Ben shows up at the hotel and he decides to sit right next to Leah. Wow, dude, that is a bad place to sit. Especially since the fact that you did not give her a one-on-one date and Leah is the only one that doesn't have a one-on-one date. Awkward. So after a little bit of chit-chat, Ben decides to leave with "I Left My Boyfriend Kayla" and tells her that he is going to take her to go and do his favorite activity. Basketball? Deep sea fishing. Deep sea fishing? The boy from small town in Indiana likes deep sea fishing? Maybe he just does it for the halibut. We then see shots of Lauren H consoling Leah, who is crying because she's basically been ignored from Ben. Maybe if you watch a movie that might cheer you up. Or maybe not. While deep sea fishing, Kayla catches a pretty decent sized fish, and Ben comes up with the weird suggestion of kissing it. Does anybody find it a little strange that Ben likes to watch women kiss things like dead fish and puppets called Little Ben? We see a confessional shot of Leah saying that they live so close to each other. She lives in Warsaw? Oh yeah, small town Ben actually lives in Denver, Colorado. She then says that Ben would be happy with her if he just took the leap. Then the editors show Ben and Kayla leaping off a boat and into water. Oh, you guys are a bunch of jerks. Yet still, I find myself amused. During the dinner part of the one-on-one date, the two have a nice conversation, and I say that loosely. Ben tells Kayla that she smiles too much. How dare you? He tells her that he wants someone to be there during the sad times, and he doesn't know how she would cope through the tough things in life. What, did Ben just suddenly become emo here? She then asks him if she's supposed to break down in front of him, and I think that's a valid question. She tells him that she won't, and I'm like, hey, good for you. But then she says this. She says, "I don't know if I can fall in love with you because I might break your heart." What? That is just weird. She then has to reiterate that because Ben has no idea what she's saying, like the rest of us. And she says, "I know I'm falling in love because I feel I'm understood when I'm with you." Well, that doesn't make any sense either. In her first sentence, she says, "I don't know if I can fall in love with you." And then in the second sentence, she says, "I know I'm falling in love." Also, in the second sentence, she stated that she felt like she is understood when she's with Ben. Yet somehow he needed her to reiterate things because he didn't understand what she was saying. She needs to go. Cue the second date card. The card arrives and JoJo the Unicorn reads out loud, "Lauren B, Becca, Amanda, me. Me? I'm in it? I didn't think I was his type. I am honored, but I think she meant herself. Lauren H. and Leah. Love is unpredictable. Ben. Unpredictable? Maybe instead of a group date learning Spanish, this one's going to be about the chaos theory taught by Jeff Goldblum. Probably not. So since there's 2 ladies left, that means that those 2 are going to be on the 2-on-1 date, which is Olivia and Emily. Woohoo! We got a 50-50 chance of Olivia leaving. Back to Ben and Kayla. Ben says in a confessional shot that she might not get a rose tonight. Good. Then he gives her a rose. Come on, man! He actually tells the confessional shot that this was one of the best dates he's been on in his life. How can that possibly be? To the group date. Ben has made this date unpredictable by starting with a boat ride. You know, like all the other dates that's on this episode. They do some shots on the boat and suddenly it feels like it's spring break. And now for something completely different. Pigs in water. Pigs in water? I grew up with pigs in space. So yeah, these pigs swim and they're gonna feed them. What do you feed pigs that swim? Hot dogs? Oh, they're chicken hot dogs. Well, I hope they're kosher. Now the ladies are waving these things around for the pigs to eat, and I have to say something here. As a man, I would not want to be waving anything wiener-like for pigs to eat with only a swimsuit as protection. I mean, serious ladies out there, would you feed them sunny-side eggs while you're in a bikini top? Or even Hershey Kiss cookies? You see what I'm saying right there? During this scene, I was having flashbacks of Hannibal, and I started looking in the water for an electric eel. I hope somebody gets that reference. We go back to the resort suite, and we see Emily talking on her cell phone to her sister Haley about the upcoming 2-on-1 date. Seriously, I thought that no one was allowed to have a cell phone on this show. Back to that chaotic group date. Now, what I find amazing about this group date is Ben is confused that these women are not having the greatest time of their life. Let me sum it up for you here, Ben. You see, you took 6 women that you're dating all together on a date where they can watch you have a little bit of quality time separately with another woman 30 yards away. And they're sitting in water that has pig sweat, pig pee, and pig poop in it. Seriously, you might be able to hand feed these pigs, but they don't use the toilet. Well, maybe the potbelly pig. Leah finally gets her shot, and that means that Ben takes her to the same place that he's been taking all the other women, and she gets really emotional about the lack of progress and attention that she has been getting in this relationship with Ben so far. And he asks important questions like, do you like pigs? What? She might be a little bit emotional, Ben, because, you know, she's the only one that didn't get a one-on-one date. It's called validation, and it's pretty important in the courting process. So what does Ben do to console her? He tells her, can you make the most of today with me, please? You wouldn't be here if I didn't want you to be. Well, that's just romantic. I mean, you might as well have just said, it's okay, it's okay. To the group cocktail party. Ben is finally coming around to the conclusion that this group date stunk and people are a little emotionally upset. It might be the fact that these women told you something very personal about how Olivia was treating them, and then you reward them by putting them on a pig date. Most of the women are okay with this because they get a chance to have a little one-on-one time during the cocktail party, except for Leah, who feels that she needs to sabotage others so she can find love. What? I liked her. What is she thinking? Could you imagine if you ended up with a person and you found out later on that that particular person sabotaged your other relationships so you would end up together? That is weird. So Leah basically alludes to the fact that Lauren B is not the Lauren B that Ben thinks of, and she is a totally different person when she's not around Ben. And that makes him confused as the rest of the audience. Lauren B is the next person that comes in to talk to Ben, and he tells her what was said but doesn't reveal the source. This, of course, makes Lauren B cry and mentions it to the other women. Leah says that she would never state something like that, and that is an outright lie because she just said it a couple of minutes ago. And at the end of everything, Ben offers the group date rose to Amanda. Back at the hotel, I left my boyfriend Kayla reads out loud to the lonely twin Emily and open mouth Olivia, let's see what the Bahamas have in store for us, Ben. Let's see. Gee, I wonder if they're going to be on a boat. So the group date ends and the ladies retire for the evening, sleeping off that romantic pig date with Ben. Leah decides that she's going to go over to Ben's place instead while the other ladies are sleeping and tells the camera that she doesn't want Ben to end up with Lauren B. And she also says that she's going to make sure that he doesn't. Who is this person that we've been watching? She gets to Ben's place and he is genuinely surprised to see her. So now that Leah has this perfect one-on-one time that will not be interrupted by anybody because no one knows that she's there, do you think that she's going to talk about herself and him and what they have in common and how they would be great for each other? No. She ends up talking about Lauren B, which is exactly what she did during the cocktail party. Ben catches this, realizes that, yeah, Leah is not the one for him. He tells her that there's a disconnect and that they should say goodbye. As the song goes, instant karma's gonna get you. We see that Lauren H knew what was happening because she is Leah's roommate, and Leah packs up her stuff to go. And we are still wondering how she got the black eye. They never showed the black eye. To the 2-on-1 date. Oh look, they're on a boat. The weather definitely stinks this day, and Ben is trying to make the most of it. It's definitely not beach weather, but that's where they're going. This could very well be one of the quickest 2-on-1 dates that we've seen in Bachelor history. Ben pulls Olivia aside first, and they go to talk, where Olivia tells Ben that she has fallen in love with him. I'm not buying that at all. I think she's in love with winning the show. He tells her that he's glad that she's comfortable enough to say that to him, and she thinks that that is a good sign. No, that is not a good sign. This here is a better sign than that sign, and this sign stunk. Ben comes back to talk to lonely twin Emily, and it seems more like he's talking to Cousin It. I mean, I can't understand anything she's saying, and all I see is hair. Ben then comes back, grabs the rose, and goes and pulls Olivia aside. Yeah, he's gonna drop her. Ben tells open-mouth Olivia that he cannot reciprocate the feelings of love back to her, and he says that they have to say goodbye. He then goes back to lonely twin Emily and gives her the rose, which she accepts. They both get on the speedboat, and we see open-mouth Olivia watching them leave from the island. Let's head to the cocktail party. Host Chris Harrison tells the ladies that Ben has canceled the cocktail party, and they are going to go straight to the rose ceremony. Kissy already knows who's going to the rose ceremony. Once again, Amanda is saved with a rose, and so is Kayla and Emily. Ben apologizes to the women for not having a cocktail party and picks the following 3 women to have a rose: Becca, JoJo. Ooh, that leaves Lauren H and Lauren B to be the last 2. 2 Laurens enter, 1 Lauren leaves. And Lauren B. Ben walks Lauren H out as a consolation prize, I guess. Tough seeing her cry, really, because she was nice. But hey, sometimes nice gals finish 7th in a reality show about dating multiple women and marrying one of them. So who's going to make it in the top 3, and who will be the final one that Ben picks? Leave a comment on this video and I'll respond. If you like the video, make sure you share it with your friends and tap that like button so I know. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notified the moment I upload. And I will see you in the next video.